What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's going to be an awesome video because we're going to be installing a sensor that could potentially make this car gain 20 to 30 horsepower. As the car sits, it has 1 7/8 speed engineering long tube headers with no cats and the speed engineering mid pipe connected to the stock axleback exhaust. Now, the car in stock form put down about 410 horsepower. The long tube headers and tune should give this car between, I would say, another 20 to 30 horsepower on the dyno. We haven't taken it to the dyno yet, but we will be doing that here shortly in the next day or so, so stay tuned for that. So that is awesome. 20 to 30 horsepower is a big difference, and we saw it at the track with the way that the car performed in the last videos. But by fueling this car and running this engine on E85, this car can actually, and that engine can actually gain about another 20 to 30 horsepower depending on what kind of E85 ethanol content is in the E85. So you can get almost the same amount of gains from just running E85 on the car than it is as doing the long tube headers. Unfortunately, you can't just add E85 to the fuel tank and expect to get those gains. You only can get those gains if you have the appropriate E85 flex fuel sensor, which basically reads out how much alcohol content is in the fuel, and the appropriate tune that has the flex fuel sensor enabled and E85 tables set up properly. This is an E85 flex fuel sensor, guys, and this kit can be bought from many different vendors. I actually bought this from Lethal Garage, Lethal Camaro. You guys know him probably from YouTube, and this kit is very complete. It comes with a full brand new fuel hose. It comes with the fuel disconnect tool, a full harness that is wrapped in heat resistant material that is plug and play, and the actual GM flex fuel sensor. As you can see, it is a genuine GM part, and the install is going to be super easy. And this kit is one of the cheaper options that you can get, and I believe it was $225, which is a really good deal. There's other kits out there that will run between $200 and $400. They all do very similar things, and some are a little more top quality than others, but this comes with a 2-year warranty, so you really can't beat that, guys. Make sure I'll put the link down below to this kit. So once this is installed and our tune is updated to enable E85, we will be able to run E85 fuel through this car. Now, we're not going to run E85 just yet because, like I said, I want to take this car to the dyno and see what it'll run on 93 with just the long tube headers and tune. That'll give us a really good comparison of the gains that we got from just the tune and the long tube headers. Then we'll go ahead and take the car back to the dyno on full E85 and see what running just E85 can net you in gains. So first thing you're going to want to do is pull off these side covers, and then using your fuel trim remover tool, you're going to remove this clip that's here on the side, on this back side. You can see it here. Remove that clip, and then you're going to just split this one around the bottom, pull up, and then disconnect this fuel hose. What you want to do is make sure you haven't driven the car and it's been sitting down for a while so that the fuel pump isn't primed. That'll help make sure that you don't spill a lot of fuel around this area. Alright, so here we've got the stock fuel line disconnected, and we've got our new fuel line. So what we're going to do is plug in our new one. See how this has the same kind of bend here? So we're going to plug in this 90-degree elbow one back into place there. Now we can go ahead and plug in this sensor in between these two fuel lines. Alright guys, so this is how I've actually routed my flex fuel sensor. So I've got the hose, and it does come with a little clip that kind of wraps around the pipe. I have it wrapped around there, and then you can see right in the bottom here, here is my sensor. Now it is kind of touching this back firewall. I'm thinking of possibly getting some 3M double-sided tape just to kind of stick it on there, and so it's not rattling. But you see here you have your plug-in connector, and then this is the way the top is going to look. So it's pretty much going to be almost a very nice, clean, OEM-ish style connection. And I like that the clip that the hose comes with is able to hold on there to hold this connection tight back here. It's not fouling up against anything, and this is nice and clean. The bracket fits right over and isn't going to be bothered or hindered by anything, so we can just plug that back in and it'll look super clean. Alright guys, so here's the harness. We've got it plugged in to our sensor back there, and now here you're gonna have, this is what the harness comes with, and basically you now have a little T, so you're gonna plug this into the intake on the side, and then the evap to this side, and then we're gonna ground on that stud right there on the head. So we're gonna remove that and then ground it on there, and then of course you still have your pin, and the pin you can kind of cross through here, and we're gonna end up plugging into one of these 3 connectors back here. Alright guys, so as you can see, there is the cover bolt, and I used a 10mm with an extension to kind of get that, and then just put the grounding wire. And this of course is the T, so you plug in the evap and the other one goes in. Now all we have to do is wire up our pin here, and for that we're going to need to remove this bottom connector down here. Alright guys, so when you get the connector, you've got this cover, and it's got 2 little pull out tabs that you can push out, and that will actually expose the back side of this. And when you're looking at it directly from the back side here, you're gonna want to go on this first row here, and you're gonna go to not the first row but the second row, and you're gonna count 33 from the top. So this very top wire is 33, and you're gonna go 33, 34, 35, 36, all the way to 38. So it's gonna be pin number 38. There should be one of these gray little covers. You're gonna pull those, and as you can see here, I got mine already plugged in, and you basically plug it into pin 38, which on the front side is gonna be on this row over here. That's it guys. Now you can just kind of plug it back and you're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back up, close this up, plug it in, and then I'll put my cover back on. Alright guys, so there you have it. Our connector's back in. I zip tied the E85 flex fuel sensor wire here to this power cable here. It looks like another army, and then everything is nicely tucked under, and you can see under there I've gone ahead and put everything where it needs to go. So now, you know, we've got everything nice and loaded. So now what we got to do is turn the car on, make sure there's no fuel leaks. Everything should be working just fine because this is all OEM, so I don't expect there to be any issues. I'm so excited guys. That kit at $225 has got to be the best bang for your buck for your cars if you are trying to mod these Camaros. $225, and with your tuner enabling it and dialing it in the tune, you're looking at 20 to 30 horsepower. That is by far the best dollar per horsepower gain that you're gonna see with these LT1 motors. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get the tune loaded, and then after we find out what the long tube headers and X-pipe with the tune gains on 93, we'll go ahead and switch over to E85 and try out the E85 and see how much more the car gains with E85. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. If you guys have any questions, any comments, make sure you leave them down below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't, because we're about to go to the dyno and find out just how much 1 7/8 speed engineering headers will gain you, and also find out if E85 is really what they say it is.